Hi, my name is Michael Hawkins, and this is my story with COVID 19. So my life's verse is Romans 8:28, which says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose." Um, and my story with COVID 19 really illustrates that verse, I think, really well. Um, so coming into this spring semester, I was really optimistic. There's a lot of opportunities that I had that I didn't have in the semesters before. Um, I was an officer in my collegian. I had become a room leader. I had just gotten a new job off campus. There's a lot of things that were really working out well for me, and I was really excited to see, what I'd be able to do and what God would be able to do. How God would be able to use me this semester. In my ministry, I was a leader in my ministry. I have a public school Bible club. I had the opportunity to lead that. Um, this spring semester was something I was really looking forward to. As we all know, the whole COVID-19 situation cut that very short. And when that happened, I was really upset. I was mad. I was angry. I was like, oh God, you gave me all of these things that I can do, these things I've worked for, and now it's all gone. Like, what am I gonna do? Um, but I trusted him. I knew that at least when I got home, I would have a job, so I'd be able to go home. At least I'd still be able to work. I'd be able to pay off my school bill because I was behind. As it was looking at the semester during when COVID 19 happened, when we all got sent home, I was not going to be able to take finals. I wasn't going to be able to pay my bill completely. So that was something that I was worried about. But I knew, all right, when I get home, I'll be able to pay my bill at least. I'll have a job. So I texted my manager, and right when I got home, got off the plane, she sent me a text, and she was like, "Hey, we actually can't hire you back at our store now because of COVID 19." So, this situation that took me from everything that I was looking forward to at school, from all my friends at school, had also taken me from this job. So I was even more upset. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, what do you want me to do, God? There's nothing here. I'm just at home. I just slept all day. I watched Netflix. There was nothing for me to do that was productive. Um, and I was really angry. Um, I didn't have a job. I didn't have any friends to hang out with. I was really upset. I was mad at God. Um, and then that verse really came to me. God showed me that verse, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose. And when I had gotten home, I put in a couple job applications. I didn't really think anything about them, um, but I got a phone call from a manager. Actually, I just got off work at Dollar General, so I have this on. And the manager at Dollar General called me, and she was like, "Hey, we're looking for somebody to work just a couple hours a week, like 20, 25 hours a week. Would you be able to do that?" And so then I was able to, with the 20 hours a week, still left me time to do school. I was able to get a job. I was able to, earn a little bit of money. And then a couple weeks later, my manager at the other store I work at, which is Dunkin' Donuts, sent me a text, and they said, "Hey, would you like to work for us as well? We can give you like 3 days a week." And so, what I was so upset about not being able to work, not being able to, pay off my school bill, I was able to get both jobs, um, which led to me being able to take finals, which I wouldn't have been able to do if COVID 19 didn't happen. So, this scenario that I was so mad about, that I was so upset at God for taking me away from everything that I was looking forward to at school, God used it for good. Because where I wouldn't have been able to pay my school bill at first, um, God used that to where I could eventually pay my school bill. So that's my story with COVID 19. My life's verse, like I said, Romans 8:28. I think that story really illustrates how God can work something for good, even if we don't see it. I was so upset. I thought, okay, God's really gonna do something through this semester, and then He took it all away. And I didn't think that God would be able to use it for good. That wasn't even something that came into my head. I didn't think about that verse until I got home and really started to get into my Bible. And so that's where I think it uses to them who love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose. God will work things together for good, but it's our job to be seeking Him, to be seeking His will, to be in our Bibles, to be reading, to be praying, to be seeking what God wants for us. Because if we're just ignoring God, and we're not doing what He wants us to do with our lives, He's not going to work everything together for good for us because we're not striving to serve Him. If we're living for ourselves, God's not going to bless that. Um, so that's something that I really learned through COVID 19 is that God will work everything together for good. but it is up to us to be seeking Him and to be trying to do what He wants us to do in our lives.